Peace, y'all. Let's get straight into it. Today we're going to be talking about the different habits we can create, and I'm going to be using the elements, splitting them up in elements. So we're going to have water, fire, air, earth, the different habits you can build around. I just shot a video that you guys can, I'm going to put in the description so you guys can see how you can transform yourself through repetition. And this video is just to give you an idea of some of the habits you can develop, and I'm going to be using elements to explain them to you. So let's get straight into that. So one of the elements I'm going to start off with, since it's the first one I wrote, is earth. So with earth, energy is something that you just want to work with the earth, right? So that's plants, flowers, actually working in the ground, farming. Doesn't have to really be like that, but it's just either grounding yourself, because earth is really grounding, right? So with that, how can we ground ourselves with earth energy? We can do that just by being in nature, spending time in nature. So maybe gardening, watering your plants. Maybe that's something you want to start doing, a routine or habit you want to develop. Watering your plants, maybe gardening, maybe singing to your plants, maybe just spending more time in nature, getting grounded, hugging the tree and putting your feet in the earth. Maybe you just want to, get familiar with the earth element, and this is how you can do that. Another way you can really ground yourself is to get grounded with people, right? To be down to earth, right? We can do that just by, I feel like, being gratitude, expressing gratitude to those around you, or expressing gratitude through a gratitude journal. So yes, living in gratitude is a way we can connect with the earth element. As well as earth has to do with creating rituals itself, routines and things we do on a daily basis. So with that said, supplementation is something how we can care for our bodies. Taking our supplements, like our diet, changing our diet, maybe a healthier diet has a lot to do with the earth element. That's like Virgo energy. Virgo is the earth sign, and Virgo has to do with diets and that. So diet, maybe taking your vitamins. And in my other video I show you what you can do to, like, how you can, and you want to do this for 90 days and different tips on what can hold you accountable, like accountability partner or setting certain alarms. So in the other video I go into detail about that. Again, I'll be leaving that in the description box so you guys can get into that after this. But yes, so, or maybe a skill. So one of the skills, maybe you want to meal prep more. Maybe you want to, start taking care of your hair. So maybe every Friday or every day you're going to be working more with your hair, putting hair oil in your hair, maybe doing a massaging your hair, hair care or beauty care, like things that we do to keep our hygiene up is earth energy. And maybe rising early, want to get up early. And another thing, like for skills, that has to do with earth element, because some of us, we want to work on certain skills. We can join a gardening class. We can take an herbalist class, learn how to use herbs to heal ourselves, herbs as medicine. So next we're going to get into the other feminine side. So earth is feminine, and then water. I'm by the water, y'all. And water is also feminine. So with the feminine energy has a lot to do with emotions and emotion and getting deep and releasing certain things and healing. So what is really healing and tapping into actual water is by actually being in the water. So maybe taking more baths, maybe taking cold showers. The cold showers has the ability to transform us. When we take the cold showers, it activates our whole system, and it gives us that energy. Our heart starts pumping. So I can get into that into another video, the power of cold showers and how you can use that to transform yourself. I'll probably do that in my next couple of videos, so stay tuned to that, because that's really a powerful practice. But like I was saying, you can maybe take cold showers, take baths, put Epsom salt, or get out to the ocean and spend some time by the water if you can. If you live by the water, and that's something you can build a habit around, just so you can connect with the elements. Meditation is a way you can connect with the water elements as well. Sound bowls, listening to sound bowls for healing, doing developing a ritual. So water rituals are very good for tapping into. So maybe you want to develop a ritual. Maybe every full moon you do a ritual where you charge your water, you charge your stones, you do your manifestations, you moon gaze, or you do this maybe by the water. So this is something you can do every moon cycle, or just to honor the water energy, and just to get in tune. The more you work with it, the more it can work and help you. You know, you get in tune with the energy. It's like in being in nature, right? So that's that. And then there's the dream rituals, because water has a lot to do with our dreams. So it's, you know, the other side, the other realm, right? And our dreams, we can develop maybe habits, maybe sleeping on time, drinking dream tea. Maybe you want to sleep and you don't want to take over-the-counter drugs. You can take some herbs. So maybe developing a ritual where you're taking some valerian or blue vervain or lavender or chamomile to go to sleep. Setting the mood maybe at nighttime, so that you're helping out with your manifestations. You go to bed with binaural beats, or that you go to bed with a certain meditation. You wake up with that certain meditation, so that you're embodying and keeping that manifestation. You're being intentional about that manifestation, because if you go to bed thinking about it in your subconscious, in your dreams, you can wake up and do the same thing. That's another powerful practice you guys can do. Yes. Or you can just simply say, I am lucid dreaming, if those are those who want to tap into their dreams. Or just keeping a dream journal, because their dreams do have messages. They don't just happen for a reason. If you pay attention to your dreams, there's certain symbols, certain patterns, certain behaviors that are happening, certain visions and things that we're seeing, but not just for no reason. They're happening for us to either understand a deeper meaning. So writing them down and recording them, so that we can, you know, record them and have them, so that we can break them down, or just have them so we can make patterns and see certain patterns, is very important. So some of the skills you can develop with the water energy is maybe take a belly dancing class, because water is very fluid, and when you dance you get into your creative fluid energy, moving your hips. We store a lot of trauma in our hips, so maybe developing hip movement. So hips, a lot of us, we are not as fluid within our bodies, is because we are storing a lot of trauma in our hips. So maybe doing a hip mobility practice, hula hooping, or hip stretches can really help with that. Also, you can develop your psychic abilities as another skill. So maybe getting into tarot, maybe just getting into meditation, deeper meditation. You can Google different ways to develop your psychic abilities. That's really, I see that as really just believing into your intuition. And the more you do that, you do certain practices, the more you really believe and understand what that energy is, and those voices and things that be happening, but not just for no reason. And another skill that we can take is, because music has a lot to do with the water element, so playing an instrument is very cool to do. So that was our water. Next is our air. We're getting into the masculine energy, and with air has a lot to do with thinking, right? Thinking, communication. So ways we can communicate and write our thoughts is by writing. So with air, maybe you want to get into journaling. I feel like everybody should be journaling, because journal is not only something you can pass down to your kids, because it's your everyday experience. In my journals, there's so much wisdom, there's so much everyday experience of me learning, me, you know, failing, me succeeding, and me getting better at things. Why not record that and have a journal for your kids? So yes, get into journaling, y'all. It's so beautiful. And to go back to certain moments, if you're connected to astrology, I do transit journals as I'm recording where the moon is in positions. You can see certain patterns. I love that. So not only can you see patterns of your growth, but you can see patterns within the planets, certain planets and moving in certain positions, certain things happening. It's so beautiful, y'all. Get into it. Get into it. So many benefits I just made. So hopefully that convinced some of y'all to get into journaling. But yeah, some of the other things with air element has to do with thinking, right? So when we read something that we're interested in, something that self-development, whatever that is, that helps us think. So reading is very good with connecting to the air element, and just keeps our stimulate. You don't want to ever stop learning. There's so much to learn, and the more we like stop learning, it's like, it's not good, y'all. It's just not good to stop learning. I know we got out of high school, we got out of college, and we kind of on our phones all day, and we kind of like skip that. But like, it's so crucial that we just continue. We always are students, right? Students, we teachers. Don't forget to read, y'all, or whatever way that is. We have audio books. You don't even have to sit down and read a physical book. You can be working out and read. You can be in the sauna and read. You can be driving and reading. You can be on the train and reading. Yes, get into reading. You could start small. Like I do 15 minutes a day, or do a chapter a day. You can do it, y'all. Learn a new word. Learning a new word is also a way you can tap into just exercising your brain, right? Learn a new language. These are skills I'm getting into. So learning a new language, maybe learning something like a new education, like taking a class in something, a topic that you're interested in, because air has a lot to do with learning, right? Thinking and learning. Trying to fix my stuff. Yes, so air has a lot to do with learning. And then next is meditation, because meditation has a lot to do with breath, and breath is air. So getting into breath work practices. There's fire breaths we can get into, there's like rapid breaths, you can Google that, or I can get into that in another video, and I will, as I do this. It's like ideas are coming and I'm seeing like, hey, I know this, hey, I can show you guys how to do that. I can use the source, or you can just use Google, but I'd rather just put that out because when I get everything in one shot. So yeah, y'all, if y'all liking this video, liking what you're getting so far, please share this with others who can utilize the information, and like the video. It doesn't hurt. This way we can get that, what's good. Yes, but I really appreciate you guys for liking this video. And yes, if you guys are interested, I am giving out free readings for my first 15 people. I have been doing readings for myself, but I'm just trying to get more of myself more out there. I've been doing readings for myself for a while, but now I'm gonna get out with the community with what I feel like I am great at, and can give you guys some insight. If it's your career, your love life, or whatever that is, I can give you guys some insight. So yes, let me know. You guys can I'm gonna leave a link with my website. You can hit me up on my website. You can leave a comment down on YouTube. You can my website has my email. Just email me. Whatever way you can get in contact with me, my information is there. Just say, hey, reading, I'm interested. Send me your questions and we'll get into it. So let's get back into our breath. So I was saying you can do the fire breaths, you can do the bee breaths, you can do hermetic breaths, whatever breathwork practices fits into the air elements. And next and last, we have the fire elements. And with the fire, that's how we ignite that energy. It gets us going, right? So something I love to do straight into, I get into the morning, is boil my tea. I like to make tea for the whole week, not the whole week, before like 4 days. I make up a big gallon and I have like 4 cups a day. And I just, in the morning, I take it out and I put my 4 cups into a pan and I boil my tea. So boiling the tea, because you are turning on that fire, ignites that fire, believe it or not. So boil that tea, boiling that water helps with that. Working out, because working out, it gets our juices, our blood flowing. Blood has a lot to do with fire, energy. So working out, even if it's a stretch, exercise, get into it. You can do Kundalini yoga as well. Or you can just learn a new sport. For this is the skill side of fire. You can learn a new sport or improve a sport that you're already good at. So that's that. And then you can also spend some time with the sun. How can you connect this to nature? Spend some time with the sun. That's how you connect with the fire element. So like I said, there was moon gazing. You can also sun gaze. Sun gaze gives you, I feel like sun gazing is just so powerful. It's a very powerful practice when you are staring into the sun. I like to do it for at least 3 minutes. Look how beautiful it is. Just getting some of that sun energy. You can charge your water and get some of that charge your water so that you're getting sun charged water. Very also powerful. I love to do that. Use purified water. Use glass. Purified water and glass, because the plastic is going to seep through when it's in the heat. But yes, get into sun gazing, or just taking walks, bathing your skin, bathing your portals, your other body parts into the sun. And then yes, with fire, and maybe you want to express yourself more. If you're a person who holds in with fire, has a lot to do with I like this song. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but fire has a lot to do with not aggressive, but it is aggressive, but what's that, like, it's a word, like igniting, not igniting, but like asserting yourself. So maybe you want to start expressing yourself more, maybe taking a class to help express yourself, or learning some skills to help you do that. Embodying a deity that expresses energy. Maybe you can embody that. Not maybe, you can. Find or explore your passions, because fire has a lot to do with passion. To explore things that you're creative and gets that juice, gets you into that energy of just, explore your passions or find what that is. And also with fire has a lot to do with being focused, Because fire, you want to direct. You want to direct that fire, right? So to do that, you want to get into focused meditation. You want to get into meditation practices where can help you focus. So one thing I like to do is called Taranka. But yeah, this is like Indian practice where you stare into a candlelight, and you stare into that candlelight for a few minutes, and the more you do that, you develop the ability to focus on that light, and that ultimately gives you the ability to focus on other things. Yeah, I hope you guys were able to get something from this. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. So we had skills. We talked about the different skills in each. We talked about the different elements and some of the practices you can develop in each element. And just for breaking habits, for those who are trying to break habits, remember I spoke about in the other video with that, it's just really the key with that is finding a new positive habit to replace that. Like, you just don't want to smoke and be around the same people who smoke and just be doing nothing, because the triggers of you wanting to smoke is going to be, or like you have food that you want to stop eating certain foods, but then you have the food in your fridge. So replace those foods not with just nothing, or not just having that food in the fridge. Replace those food with positive foods, positive or healthier foods, Replace you smoking with you taking a walk every time you want to smoke, or you calling your friend, or you dancing every time you feel like smoking. So you're exerting that energy in a different way, because we have the ability to transform our lives, and we can do that through shifting our energy and becoming the alchemist of our life. And you do that through energy transformation. And the best way I want to touch upon this is like how we can really pay attention to our energy is through mindful practices. Through meditation is how we can align. The only way in, the only way out is in, y'all. And I can't stress this enough. The only way out is in. The only way you get the things that you're trying to manifest is inside. It's not outside of you. You have to go within. You have to really go down. What is stopping you from getting this? What is it that I want? Not what is the world wants for me. What is it that you want? And the only way you can do that is by getting in with yourself. Developing a meditation practice. Really sitting down with yourself. Sitting in a dark room. No one else there. You're sitting with a paper and really meditating, really getting into that meditating state, really sitting down with yourself, and really developing a relationship with yourself and what it is that you want from this world. Because trust me, you can manifest what it is you want, but you really have to tune in with yourself, really meditate, really yes, just have an awareness of what it is that we want. Our intention is so important. Like, that's how you, manifestation is all about tuning in. But how are you tuning in? What are you tuning into? What someone else wants for you? No, you got to tune in to what it is that you want, and tune into that vibration, what that energy requires for you to get that. It's so powerful, y'all. So I hope you guys were able to get something from this video, the different elements. Yes, and you guys are able to watch that other video I just posted. Yes, I'm doing readings. You guys can check that out. Again, I'll see you guys tomorrow with some more juice. Peace.